Today, February 2nd, 2026, the tech world is holding its breath. For the last 12 months, we've been told that the AI war was over, that the US export bans had successfully cut off China's access to the God mode hardware required to win. But this morning, a report from Reuters shattered that narrative. China has officially granted conditional approval for its most controversial AI startup, DeepSeek, to begin importing Nvidia's powerful H200 chips. If you think this is just a business deal, you aren't paying attention. Exactly 1 year ago, this same company, DeepSeek, released a model so efficient it wiped $600 billion off Nvidia's market value in a single day. Investors panicked. They thought the era of expensive chips was dead. But as of today, Nvidia is back at a staggering $4.65 trillion valuation, and they are about to arm the very company that tried to destroy them. Why? Because the stakes have changed from who has the most money to who survives the next 15 days. To truly understand the threat DeepSeek poses to Silicon Valley, we have to look at their DNA. Most AI companies were born in academic labs or Google's research departments. But DeepSeek? It was born on a high-frequency trading floor. The company was founded by Liang Wenfeng, a quantitative hedge fund billionaire. His firm, Highflyer Capital, didn't just trade stocks. They built a massive private supercomputer called Firefly just to calculate market movements. They treated AI training like a high-stakes gamble. While American firms were throwing billions of dollars at brute force scaling, meaning more chips and more power, the DeepSeek team was obsessed with mathematical efficiency. They didn't have the luxury of endless chips due to US sanctions, so they had to build a sharper scalpel. This is why the H200 deal is so terrifying for the West. DeepSeek has already shown they can match GPT-4 on a budget. Now, they're getting the high-end American hardware they've been craving. If they could do what they did with leftover technology, what happens when they have the industry's best? But the most surprising player in this drama isn't a politician. It's Jensen Huang himself. Just weeks ago, at CES 2026, Jensen did something unthinkable. He stood on stage and praised DeepSeek, the company that cost his shareholders billions. He called their R1 model revolutionary and credited them with activating the global shift toward open source AI. Why would the CEO of a $4.6 trillion giant praise the startup trying to undercut him? Because Jensen knows that the future of Nvidia depends on China. In January 2026, he made a high-stakes diplomatic visit to Taipei and Beijing, personally lobbying for the H200 licenses. He told reporters that while the administration's critics are worried about security, America should want its industry to compete for approved business. He's betting that if Nvidia doesn't sell the DeepSeek, Huawei will. And in the world of 2026, being locked out of the Chinese AI ecosystem is a death sentence for a hardware king. As we count down the 15 days until the Lunar New Year launch of DeepSeek 5.4, the technical rumors are starting to leak. This isn't just another chatbot. Vive 4 is rumored to be a coding monster built on a leaked GitHub repository called DeepSeek Ngram. This Ngram architecture is the holy grail of 2026 AI. It uses a hash token Ngram system that allows the model to recall specific details from massive codebases, over 1 million tokens long, without the massive slowdowns we see in GPT-4 or Claude. If the rumors are true, Vive 4 won't just write snippets of code, it will architect entire software modules. It's designed to be a senior developer that works for pennies. This is why the H200 deal is so controversial in Washington. If DeepSeek combines their superior Ngram math with Nvidia's raw H200 power, they won't just be catching up to Silicon Valley. They might be leaving it in the dust. But why is Nvidia so desperate to make this deal work? Because the American model of AI is starting to look unsustainable. Compare DeepSeek's $6 million breakthrough to Microsoft and OpenAI's Project Stargate. Rumors suggest this is a $100 billion supercomputer that requires its own nuclear power plant to run. It is a monument to excess. It assumes that the only way to reach artificial general intelligence is through raw, unbridled power. DeepSeek just shattered that assumption. They proved that clever math can replace a nuclear reactor. If the world realizes that you don't need a $100 billion Stargate to build a genius-level AI, then the entire investment thesis for Silicon Valley collapses. This is the sovereignty war of 2026. The US is betting on the big machine. China is betting on the sharp algorithm. And Nvidia, the company that provides the steel for both sides, is caught in the crossfire. Today's approval of the H200 imports isn't just a trade deal. It's an admission that the old ways of blocking China have failed.